Hey everybody, Tim here with today's review of Lost in Space, Season 1, Episode 2, Diamonds in the Sky. Great song reference. This was a pretty good episode. It kind of introduces some of the new characters and kind of shows a little bit more of Robot joining the family. Whereas in the last episode, we saw Dr. Smith and Major West just there at the very end of the episode. We didn't really even get to know who they were. Whereas a lot of this episode has to do more with those characters. In fact, the opening scene is great, where we see like West waking up with the chicken and him like trying to save Dr. Smith with the knife and everything. It was actually pretty cool. Like Robot helping with the family and the ship and everything was kind of interesting, like with all the water and stuff. And just meeting the family, just introducing himself and stuff. Well, talking, whatever. West and Smith, kind of, most of this episode have to do with them, and it cuts back and forth quite a bit, so it's difficult to kind of keep notes. But them examining the crash site and the whole diamond thing, and then them finding the other body from the woman who parachuted, and she ends up actually being alive, which was a really great scene. And I'm really kind of curious to see how they portray Dr. Smith throughout this series, because like in the original series, like he was an antagonistic person, but he wasn't necessarily a villain. And then like in the movie, he was definitely like the bad guy, whereas in this one, it's really interesting how they're portraying her, and I'm really kind of interested to see how she goes throughout it. Let's see, I love, like I said, so we see John and the robot kind of like getting rid of all the water in the Jupiter 2, and I love when they do like a 3D printer of the leg splint. Like that was a great scene, and it makes sense, like for future technology, like, oh, here, let me just make a cast real quick, no big deal. So that was kind of cool. Maureen, John, and Will going on the away mission was kind of interesting to see, like them being, once again, as a family unit, going out and leaving Penny and Judy alone to like guard the ship. So that was kind of cool. I love the Oreos. That's like my husband's favorite food, so like that was actually a really cool little thing. They bring up the Jupiter 17, which I'm not quite sure if they mentioned in the first episode how many Jupiters there were, but they specifically mentioned that one. Penny using the fuel burst was great. Like really, like I'm amazed by the amount of like CGI and stuff and how well it looks for a Netflix show. Like it looked really good when Penny like hit the gas and like it blew out all of the ice. Like it was really well done. Because they see a storm coming, and so they want to rescue the family. And I loved the like chariot, some assembly required, was just great. I loved it. Of course, Penny takes it while Judy's like the responsible one and stays at home, or in the ship at least. They find Robot's ship, which was really intense because clearly Robot's not, like I said, in the original and the movie, he was like a man-made machine, whereas in this series he seems to be like a sentient robot species, or at the very least he was sent by a different race of aliens, so it's not quite clear yet. But him playing catch with Will was great, and then when they accidentally like activate some of his memories, and Will for whatever reason is able to see them while like Robot's just destroying the base. Like I thought that was kind of interesting that Will got to see it. I don't know if it's because he was in proximity or what, but Maureen and John inside are like looking at the star map, like where are we? We're lost in space. See what I did there? It's great. Will kind of like testing what the robot will do for him, where he's like, walk off the cliff, and he starts to do it. He's like, no, I'm kidding, just don't do that. It seems a little foreshadow, like I'm sure at some point he's gonna walk off a cliff now, but whatever. I loved where like you see all this hail coming down and the family's just getting beat up, and then the robot basically becomes like a lighthouse. It was actually, again, really good filming technique, and it looked fantastic. The whole like flare thing I thought was super predictable. Like I'm not surprised in the slightest, but it was still really interesting to watch. It's one of those cliches, like you can't help but laugh, where like she pretends to lose her necklace, West goes and gets it, he comes back and she stole the flare gun, and the family gets to meet Dr. Smith. So that was kind of nice. I liked that. Of course, the chariot makes it back just in time, and we see Dr. Smith and the robot meet. I mean, they never got along in the original series, so it'll be interesting to see how that continues on and how she's going to use him, but it'll be fun to kind of watch how that dynamic plays out. But now we've already got the Robinson family and Dr. Smith together at the same time. Now we just got to get Dr. West, and we got the whole family together. So it'll be interesting. We are slowly watching this show kind of build, and I like how it's taking its time. It's just not like, boom, here we are lost. It's actually like a plot, and I really enjoy that about this series. Like, I love the original series, but it's very like oh, we're lost, and every week is a new adventure. This is actually taking the time to develop it. It's a different type of storytelling. So for those who have seen it, what did you guys think? Let me know, and I will see you guys next time for Infestation.